reporting a disorderly group of 3 black females in their early 20s who damaged door conduct pattern. Customers just fled in a gray Malibu westbound Randolph.
Good afternoon, backseaters. It's Wednesday. Here prepping for Snowmageddon. Here with the cat team, Thomas Siegelstrom and Deputy Joe Kill.
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Joe Kill will be your chauffeur for events today. Let's see what we get into. It's pretty. Haven't gotten that before. Let's see. Not much going on today, which that's a good thing. I can't report much activity. A few stolens. A lot of them. People are out of town coming back from trips, noticing vehicles gone, but nothing of note. And I see we're already buffering. So we're in contact with this department's smartest man. We'll see what happens from there. So
Yeah, the weather's pretty ishy out here right now. The streets are pretty slick. They're saying they're going to get a lot worse before they get better.
we'll be out here all day. We're doing some prepping, and we'll be out just helping out motorists and people who need to get out of the elements. So we're in for a long night, I believe.
Maybe bring some people to some shelters or whatever they need. We'll all be out there helping out.
Are you related to Jerry Kill?
Everybody asks. I am not. I'm not related to Jerry Kill.
As always, we appreciate the questions. It helps us try to answer the stuff you guys are interested in and helps us not talk aimlessly. Come back when there's 2 feet on the ground. Well, sounds like we are supposed to get close to 2 feet. Sounds like I thought I heard maybe Bob and Pat were going to be out later. Maybe we'll get a view then. But
yeah.
the goal is to follow haul trucks once it gets that bad.
Yeah. And bring a shovel. We already got some tow straps. We're ready.
Right now, do you have that on do this on the ones that pop this? We just keep track of the labs, the calls. You know what I mean?
They'll pop in priority for me. That's the way I see it. Right now, we're on the east side. We got ourselves and a few other cat guys out. Just doing some proactive patrolling. We're going to test out Kill's car in the snow. Make sure it is efficient. This is probably one of the worst roads. It's pretty bad. Yeah.
Well, you don't have any of the ice divots. That all melted away, so... Someone's asking us to keep a lookout for a red Mazda 6i plate, Mary David Adam 824, stolen yesterday from Maplewood. It's from Mary David Adam 824. So it's still stolen. We'll definitely keep an eye out for it. Stolen out of Maplewood, so hopefully it's still here in Ramsey County. We'd love to get that back to whoever owns it.
It's got a Minnesota State Patrol sticker on it. Okay. Some identifying features.
Yeah, I mean, if you live in St. Paul, this is probably the time not to have your vehicle out on the side streets. This is when a lot of people call in saying their vehicles are stolen during snow emergencies, but they actually get towed. So, don't say we didn't warn you, but I know dispatch probably deals with that a lot after big snow emergencies, and to keep the roads clear, there's certain roads they gotta just move vehicles off of. So.
Yeah, I'll bet the tow trucks are going to be busy here later. I think they declared a snow emergency for St. Paul.
Yeah, didn't the governor declare
I thought I read something.
peacetime
Yeah,
emergency?
National Guard.
Yeah.
Activated.
Yep. Eric Hams, thanks for the shout out. Let's see. OCD is kicking. Hands under the vest.
Keep your fingers warm.
Yeah. That's sometimes you just don't know what to do with your hands, right? So when you're sitting talking to someone, every officer has probably a go-to what to do with their hands. And it's a
You want your hands accessible, and you want them. You don't want them in your pockets because you can't get them out fast enough if something were to happen. So, kind of an easy spot is tucked in your vest.
And I like it on the vest too, approachability. Right, I don't have my hands sitting on my taser or my weapons or anything like that. If I'm out, State Fair is a good example. If I'm out, just talking to citizens, I want them to be able to approach me. And I know I've heard feedback from people from working patrol. Well, why is your hand on your gun? Well, you don't think of it. It just, your hand goes somewhere. And so I always try to go up with my hands.
Yeah, me too.
That is a go-to for Jelly Joe. Someone noticed that. Does our Durango do donuts? I bet we could, but we're not going to. Maybe on a closed track or somewhere safe, but not today. Not saying that Joe Kill won't accidentally, just from
I
conditions.
mean, if it happens, turning a corner, you can't prevent it always. But not just a whip one.
We don't have an update on Tahoe. That's probably something if we can get an update on them. So as you can see, we monitor all the county channels, statewide channels. There's really not much going on, and
Yeah, we've got every channel on.
what's the procedure if we get in an accident? Generally, for the most part, you try to call another department out to write an accident report for you, a third party.
Get your supervisor out there, notify them.
Here's one for you, Joe. What would you be doing if you didn't get into law enforcement?
Probably.
Nothing with math for me.
No, nothing with math. I actually got into garage doors at a young age and worked on garage doors. And still do from time to time for some friends. It's very fun for me. Probably right back to garage doors.
No to pineapple on pizza. That's just not right.
Jelly Joe likes pineapple on pizza.
Does he?
Yeah.
I'm of the sorts that, meat lovers. Pepperoni, sausage. Once you start throwing veggies at a pizza, it's...
I'd go there with you too. I'm a meat lovers type. What about Canadian bacon?
Yeah, that's meat, right?
Yeah, it is meat, but
Yeah.
Canadian bacon, I mean.
That's a yes for me. Do we reduce our call responses to only serious calls when the weather's bad? It all depends on the call load, but yeah. So there's priority calls. They have them ranked, was it 1 through
5, and then they're rated 1 through 5 on priority level, but depends on the priority level and what's going on. A lot of calls you can handle over the phone if they're not an in-progress call. So a lot of agencies take advantage of doing a lot of phone reporting and taking calls over the phone in this type of weather. It keeps them off the streets.
I can't answer if you can park at Arlington Rec Center. I know on like Fox 9 there's a few articles out about free parking in St. Paul. They'd probably check that out. I think that might have been more parking ramps, but I'm trying to think what would be close to Arlington Rec Center. I don't want to tell you yes and then you get your vehicle towed. So Nancy, I would maybe try to find one of those articles and go from there.
Maybe the City of St. Paul website has something posted a little bit better. We can try to find out.
Do it right now. Huh? Joe Kill's riding with Thomas today. Joe Kill is the driver today. He's it's been a bit since you've been out doing this, right? You were out for a while.
Yeah, I was out on leave for a little while and back now. And it's been had a camera in my car Friday night. We weren't too busy. I think I got to see one pursuit. Really handy to one. Gone when they started doing the day live streaming, which I'm excited for. It's a good time to get all the backseaters in the squad during the day.
Stolens still happen in snowstorms. We don't. When was the last snowstorm we were? But yeah, they don't stop. Unfortunately, criminals don't stop stealing. Like to hope they're not going to be out in this snow today with the way they drive, but we'll be out till 5 looking for them, and then our afternoon shift will take over. I'm not finding the parking. Passengers in a stolen car can be charged. Tampering with a motor vehicle. We have ways to figure out. Someone asked if they don't even know it's stolen. Well, there's ways we get to the bottom of that. Especially, it's hard to say you didn't know a vehicle is stolen if it's got a busted window out and a chipped steering column. So,
or if it's your 10th time being in a stolen car.
We adapt our duties, normal duties, as the weather gets bad. I say we just kind of do it. Our bosses would like us to do. Drop my phone. Oh. don't have much update on our activities right now, what we've been doing. But as everything, there's stolens every day. Still a lot of gun calls, shots fired going on in St. Paul. That hasn't really slowed down.
Yeah, unfortunately, the weather doesn't stop that either.
No, not at all. We can see some increase in certain crimes during snowstorms, but that's just people being opportunists. We operate, for someone asking, we do operate in unmarked vehicles. Element of surprise, but we are starting to deploy other varieties, so keep them all guessing. I'm not ready for the storm at all.
Me either.
Problem is then I have to go and snowblow tonight in my driveway when I get home. Isaac asked if joining the Navy will that help me in law enforcement. I mean, gathering life experiences. I know there are certain duties, and Kill could probably speak better to this.
Yeah, I would say.
Within what's the one job that actually can help you towards becoming post certified? Is it a MP? So many years as an MP?
Yeah, if you're so many years as an MP, or you could take the reciprocity exam. Otherwise, just having the life experience, going through the training, you'll actually get training credits from the schooling you're going to be taking. Whichever branch of service you go to, you actually get a transcript, just like you're in regular school, and that applies towards credits, towards college, or towards your degree when you come back. But I would say anybody that has any type of military experience has a very, very good shot at becoming a police officer. Right now, there's so many openings that I think every department right now is dying to have people and decent people. So
yeah, now is the time if you want to ever thought of getting in law enforcement. We're looking for good candidates. Law enforcement is evolving and changing. It always does, right? As society grows. It's just trying to get the younger generations interested in it, and a lot of it falls on us. Our daily interactions with everybody we come into contact with helps push that, trying to develop that connection with the community. So if you know anyone that's looking, our industry right now would love to have good candidates.
Even starting out somewhere within law enforcement, being a jailer while you're going to school, there's plenty of opportunity, I know, in Ramsey County for that. Being a reserve officer. I started out as a reserve in the city of White Bear Lake, and then became a police officer there, and then transferred over here to Ramsey County. So any little step in the field will help you with your career down the road.
It's a very rewarding career. It's not for everybody. I try to make that a point. Unfortunately, a lot of people do get into it, and they get a year in and realize maybe this isn't for me. It's okay. It's not a first responder, firefighter, medics, even the healthcare. It's tough hours, shift work. And you just deal with a lot of elements. So, but for the ones that find it and excel at it, it is a rewarding career. David Zebra, David 203. Sheriff's office, Amy Sheriff's office does have snowmobiles. I don't think they'd let us drive them though. I don't think they want the cat team running around St. Paul on snowmobiles. But our water patrol does have them.
That's a nice thing about a sheriff's office. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do. What type of law enforcement you want to be in within the sheriff's office. Between investigations, street patrol, court security, jails,
Yep.
water patrol,
Yeah. Transports,
SWAT, transports,
apprehension, cat team.
cat team. Want to work with drugs? We got drug officers. DWIs.
Explorer programs are still going on. I don't know about St. Paul. I know we do an Explorers program. Our water patrol deputies run that. And I know over the years a lot of those kids have gone on to become law enforcement officers throughout the state. So that is a really good way to get into it. Big snowstorm. I mean, the snow's starting now, so I imagine by 6 o'clock the roads are going to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Here's one, and I don't want to give you a false answer. Is a push to start Kia as easy to steal as a key start one? My understanding, the push to start ones don't have the defective feature. Do they?
Yeah, I believe they do.
I'm not sure, so I don't want to answer that. Most of the ones I've seen are keys, where they pop them off with the. I'm not going to tell you how to steal.
Yeah. Not exactly sure, but
I know they're rolling out fix for that. It sounds like that the immobilizer is going to be a push to start function in newer years. But if you have a Kia or Hyundai, make sure you're looking into those recalls. Get that taken care of. It'd help us out. It'd help a lot of people out because they steal your car, but they go and damage other people's property because these stolen cars get, they're running into parked vehicles, other motorists. No one answered your question. Trying to answer all the questions as fast as we can. So if I happen to skip over yours, it wasn't on purpose. Do we pull people over when we're filming? So we're with the carjacking auto theft team right now. We're out monitoring radio, traffic, and looking for stolen vehicles. That is our primary function. Generally, we try to stay away from minor traffic infractions unless it's safety issue. We try to focus on our daily duties. So stolen cars, carjacked vehicles.
But we're allowed to. I mean, we can stop anybody for any traffic violation that we see fit.
We'll see if we can find a good one. What's new with you, Joe Kill? Anything new at work?
Just back in the grind.
It is tough coming back from leave or even a vacation and just getting right back into it.
Yeah, the work doesn't stop; it piles up. So a lot of unanswered emails and cases to follow up on. The job never ends.
Caroline wants to know if we're gonna flip the camera again so they can all swoon. We're not gonna do that today.
Flip it where?
Flipping the camera. They want to see your face, Joe.
I want to see yours. It's right in front of you.
We do that just to protect the identities of people we're dealing with. If we believe they're a juvenile, we're gonna flip the camera. We do that for a reason. Not so you can see us, but so you can't see them. I don't know if there's going to be security at the free snow lots. I would just plan on no. Kind of parking at your own risk. Looks like this guy's minivan's losing it. Where's that one?
694 and 35E. Pass it out.
Great.
We do have in-car printers, so tow sheets, which we obviously tow a lot of vehicles, recovering stolens. What's that one? Oh, that's that. I'd float towards that one. So, a few recovered property vehicles popping for stolen Kias. A few that we've been keeping an eye out for. This one's a Hyundai. We're not going to air any locations till we get close. We want to make sure. Goals are for people.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Donna's asking why officers, when they pull you over, ask you where you've been going, where you're coming from. A lot of it's just to...
A lot of it is when we run the plate, we know where your address is and where you're going, so we can see that information ahead of time. So if you're going the opposite direction or going home, we know what the answer may likely already be.
If we're pulling you over for a certain reason, it's just investigative questions. It helps us just determine, are you going to tell us the truth? You do it a lot with people you think believe are under the influence. See if they're able to maintain what they're saying to you, remember what they're saying to you. That's a big indicator. Someone's under the influence. They're going to tell you one thing, you ask them a couple minutes later, you might get a completely different answer. So we are police officers. We're deputy sheriffs from Ramsey County Sheriff's Office, Lynn. We are not just guys using a police scanner. So we do have police powers. We're with the CAT team, carjacking and auto theft. I know there are a lot of these shows popping up where it's citizens just out with police scanners. There is two of us in a car. Joe Kill, he's driving, he's concentrating on the computer right now. Here, maybe you can answer this, Kill. Lindell wants to know what the difference between sheriff and undersheriff is. Answer it right.
Yeah. Sheriff oversees the sheriff's office, pretty much everything. I know, I just fixed it. It should be fixed anyway.
So the sheriff is the elected official. He is the, as you say, top dog of the sheriff's office. As you guys all know, that's Bob Fletcher. He's normally your guys' host. Undersheriffs are his admin team. They oversee all the different departments we have within our sheriff's office. So we got the patrol division, regional services. That's Mike Martin. You guys ride with him on Mondays. Jeff Romaker oversees patrol division, court security. There is... I'm trying to think of how many we got.
Undersheriffs?
Yeah.
I think
one that oversees the jail, right?
Jail. Courts.
Yep, Tina McNamara. overseas court security.
Yeah.
I should look at our command structure. Figure that out. We fall under Mike Martin as far as he's our undersheriff, regional services. CAT team falls under there.
Then there's also commanders that fall under them that we also report to as well. So there's within the sheriff. No.
Joe, you have a nice voice. It's very deep.
Thank you.
If you don't have an LPR, how do you look up plates while driving? We use our computer, the manual way.
Yep, type in every license plate. My squad does have an LPR also.
Oh, perfect. Sorry. Kyle Meestead helped us out here. We forgot one. Our apologies. Kyle Meestead, Undersheriff of Admin.
That's right. I knew there was another one.
We owe you
Yeah.
lunch.
We owe Kyle lunch.
That's our fault, Kyle. Derek's asking if he has a carry permit and carries. He keeps his. Here's my opinion on when you carry. It should stay on you at all times. I know a lot of people like to put them in their glove compartment or in the center console. We see a lot of stolen guns are taken from cars because people forget them in there. You hear the people that say they store them in there. If you are a person who carries and you're carrying legally, please just keep it on you at all times. That's one thing we're dealing a lot with in law enforcement right now is stolen handguns. A lot of the guns we run into are stolen, and the easiest way they're getting them is they're left in a car. So,
And that's from the criminals telling us that's how they're getting their guns a lot of times. So it's definitely keep it on you or keep it locked up in a safe at home.
Minnesota Leo certification is it good in other states? Every state's different on the requirements to become a law enforcement officer. I will tell you, if you become certified in Minnesota and take the post test, you are going to have a pretty big leg up on people throughout the country, because there's certain departments or states where if you're 18 years old and you got a driver's license, no criminal history, you can go through their. A lot of them pay, and you go through like a mutual academy with different departments. So you coming in with college experience, going through a full certification, I'd have to say that's going to help you. That's up to you. Good. Someone asked. I'm not going to answer. We're seeing. Will Bob and Pat be using a snowplow for tonight's LP? That would be funny to see. I
We
don't
actually
know.
talked about that yesterday. We should have a plow truck.
Do you prefer to buddy up or drive solo, Joe?
It goes both ways. Thomas and I, we love working together. We have fun. All of our CAT team guys, we love riding with each other. There's different things you can do having a partner that you can't do riding solo. You know, a lot of times we can get out on a car right away because there's two of us. One body is tough to jump out on a stolen. But Thomas and I like one jump out and chase somebody on foot, and the other one drives up and tries to cut them off with the vehicle. So we've done that quite a few times.
Yeah, it's successful. How do I put this? I love having a partner. I don't like always being the person not driving. So you get into a groove as a law enforcement officer. If you have a certain way you operate, way you drive, way you proactively police, how you operate the computer.
Yeah, that means everything.
So me right now, I'm not controlling the computer, and it's kind of killing me not pressing all the buttons every time it dings, the calls pop. But it's kill squad. I'm letting him do his thing, but I'd say that's the biggest downfall is you get set up in your squad and you just have a way you operate. Every cop operates at a different speed too, so I've rode with people where they're operating maybe a little faster, maybe not as fast as I normally would, so there can be some frustration added into there, but I think we're doing good right now. I like the way Kill Police is, so I trust that he's handling it, so I don't feel the need to pull the computer from him.
We spend so much time in our squads. We have them set up the way that we like them set up, and variations, how everybody likes their setups. Have fun riding together.
I mean, like he said, if we have someone bailing on foot, it's a lot easier for me to get out from my position as driver, put in the car and park.
And you and I think alike. Every arrest we've cut them off. We've done good.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a few good rolling stop bits. So the more you work with someone, that you work off their movements. That is a tough part, doing the stuff we do. Working with another department I don't work with all the time. It's when you got to have communication going, and you'll see a lot of things that just one of our carjackers even told him so.
He gave me props on my driving skills. Part of the reason why he was apprehended by me and Thomas.
Someone's wondering if we'll chase today. These road conditions, as anything, we're always, what's the crime? Why would we be chasing it? We're always evaluating it. So,
what's the risk versus the value?
Correct.
So there's a lot of factors that go into whether or not we were going to chase or not. Have we chased in this weather? Yes.
Generally, that's carjacking at gunpoint, right?
Yeah.
Or, robbery at gunpoint, shooting, something, right, where someone's life was in danger. There's an immediate threat. Stolen car, probably not. We're going to use... We have a lot of different tools of how to take these cars down, and we generally try to do anything we can not to chase somebody. That is our goal. So, arrest people, recover stolen cars without chasing.
Element of surprise. Our radio is faster than any car.
Oh no, you're pretty fast though, Joe. Actually, we have to settle this. So I was talking to Kyle Williams the other day, and he thinks he might be faster than you in our foot race. I told him no. I told him I'm willing to bet, Mancini's dinner or something on it. I told him I seen you both run. So once the weather warms up, I think we're gonna have to have that
foot race.
Maybe we'll see if Bob will let us put it on Live on Patrol. Right? This is a friendly wager. Who's the fastest on the cat team on foot?
We gotta get Jelly Joe too.
We'll get Joe to do like the flag. Start the race. I don't know. Do we like donuts? Kurt, everyone likes donuts. I know that's the joke, but I mean, if you were to say you don't like donuts, I'm going to think there's something wrong with that person. So, yes, I love donuts.
Donuts are okay. My favorite are those little Hosties in the pack. Chocolate.
I know people are commenting, talking about, you know, it's stemming from the question, why do we ask questions when we stop you? Someone mentioned probable cause in the first place. It all starts at the baseline is reasonable suspicion, and then go from there. So if we make a stop based off of one reason or another and we can't articulate any further, at that point the stop would be done, right? So if I stop someone, I thought they were under the influence, and while I'm talking to them, I'm not getting other indicators or anything, you know, I'm not going to prolong that. You know, I have a way I operate to determine that, but
yeah, just like if we run a plate and it comes back suspended or revoked, and the driver matches the description of the possible registered owner of the vehicle, we stop it, and it's not that person, the stop's over.
yeah,
we walk away.
Yeah, we're not going to further it. It's just like warrants too. You know, someone we might run a plate, comes up with a warrant, like Joe said. You know, driver's a male, certain description. We stop the car, it's not him. Okay, well, my stop's done. I have now proven that's not the person. We'll send them on their way.
Start.
Yo. Helicopter in a pursuit. It is the number one tool we have. Once helicopter's overhead, we do not have to, it's no longer pursuit. Helicopter does his work. Radio, you essentially just coordinate based off locations and get squads in the area, and
try to keep a box around the helicopter the entire time, or the vehicle that you're in question, while he's following it. That way when they do bail, you've got squads right there, and you can set up an immediate perimeter no matter what city you're in. It's nice because they go to a state channel where everybody in the state of Minnesota can hear. So no matter what city you're working in or where, you can hear them call out the streets.
essentially all we have to do is wait till you run out of gas.
We've done that too.
We have plainclothes detective division. Yeah, that's our, well, it used to be CIU. Is it back to GIU? It's changed a few times, but that's our general investigations unit. They're based out of the patrol division. So that's where they'd fall. Awesome group. I know I've learned a lot from all of our investigators up at 1411 when I first started doing the carjacking and auto theft, because I came from patrol with no investigation experience. So I probably called them with a lot of dumb questions, and they all were more than happy to help us out. So
yeah, we had no clue starting out on investigations. Like anything, there's a huge learning curve. A lot of the people there took us by our, helped us with whatever we needed, and still do. They're always there for us if we have questions. We do work together.
539 Tango. 539 Tango. I can see you. Case number is going to be 030394. Copy. 1451. Man, I'll take McDonald's. Maryland, McDonald. McDonald's on a trespass mail that's back on the property, walking in front of vehicles through the drive-through lane, jumping on their foot. Name is Mark, skinny build, 5'11".
Austin, you cannot become an officer in Minnesota without some type of college education. Generally, it's your associates, and then it's they call it it's a certification. What you take to go through, we call it skills. It's a certification. It's generally and then you post. So, if you're just joining, you're with Thomas, Deputy Joe Kill. With the CAT team. I know a lot of people are jumping in late. Who we got out with?
It's about
1347. Jesus to DOC.
Have them respond to that, then we can do it.
97 Metro.
5'7".
Good
afternoon, 1453.
Live on patrol snowball fight. I don't think the snow is quite ready for snowballs. It's very fluffy right now.
Last one.
4264, is that a call for that alarm at 655 Caroni? I'm not on that call, it's just me on the one that's pending.
356. On a DOC at 1174 Herbert.
Who has better stop stick throwing arm? Just based off the fact, I'll give that to Kill right now.
Why's that?
Well, I've got to see your throw. Was it underhand? Or overhand?
Under.
He has a softball throw.
I just underhanded right underneath the tires and got, I think 3 out of the 4 tires with one stick. The last one, then I had one bounce off a tire.
No, we do not drive an SRT. I wish.
Yeah, I wish.
Someone asked why we don't take side streets when we look for stolens. We are on side streets right now. We have a whole team out with us, so generally we let them do the digging. If I'm live, I'm gonna let the other guys kind of go where we know the stolens to be. Obviously, because anybody can see our location. But if we're out by ourselves, you're right. That is, we know a lot of the side streets, the addresses, the locations these stolens go. I know people asking about Bob and Pat tonight. I don't know the official answer. I think you can check their Live on Patrol page to see if they're live tonight. I know people keep asking.
Yeah, I saw the sign recovered property on the Stella Stoner. They have water, I'm gonna go grab that stone. What's the area? Sure.
we have any Crown Vics in service? Randy, I think maybe one or
I
two
think we do.
around.
I think there's a couple.
Do we ever have boring shifts? Yeah, they can. Yeah, absolutely. Board shift is good for the city, though.
24
Tire cat team. Here's an interesting question, Kill. What is the youngest and oldest person you've ever arrested?
Youngest probably 13, maybe 12.
Yeah, I mean, out of these stolen cars is probably we're dealing with the youngest people I normally.
And the oldest, I had a stolen in White Bear Lake, and the driver was 86 years old.
86.
86. He admitted to stealing the car.
What qualifications and/or how does one become assigned to the CAT team? That'd be a good question for our bosses. The CAT team formed in 2021 with 3 deputies, myself, Thomas. So Kill, Thomas, and Williams. Grant funded through Commerce. And now we've expanded. As far as the qualifications, yeah, we're looking for just proactive cops that wanna learn, good attitude, which our department is full of those kinds of people. So can't say I've ever been on the interview panels for those, but we'll help someone if they're stuck in the snow. Melissa asked as best as we can. If they're pretty dug in, there's not much unless we have, shovels, things like that. Oh. Good eye.
A lot of accidents coming out now over state patrol.
Oh, hang on.
We're trying to keep the windshield as clear as possible. Tommy breathes heavy, so.
We are checking areas that stolens are often recovered. A few of our CAT team members are responding to an area right now. We'll head over there once we know he's got this vehicle secured. We haven't aired any of that because we want to make sure the vehicle's unoccupied. If it's occupied, we don't want people knowing we're coming. So once we get that vehicle secured in code 4, we'll head over there and show you guys it.
It's unoccupied.
There you go.
Yep.
This one's this is Ramsey / Herbert and Will.
Hey boss, did you read the comments? Hold for U of M.
If I turn off,
Holding.
we're going to respond to a vehicle our team is recovering. Stolen out of the U of M. Let's say what camp or what area they just you.
Just Wayne PD.
Someone said we need a fleet of Hellcat Durangos. Oh, that'd be sweet. This is our wonderful sergeant and our K9 officer, Tony.
The car right in front of us is the one stolen.
Nicole wants us to give a shout out to Timmy. He is 5 and he loves watching us. Hi, Timmy.
Hey, Timmy. Thanks for watching us. We'll be right back.
Let's just see if they need anything. All right, we're back. Just checking in with Sergeant Mike. Looks like the occupants of that vehicle left us a nice message.
Right on the dashboard.
Something rhymes with 12.
And I'm sure the backseaters know.
It was kind of mean though, because now the poor person who owns it has to A, deal with that or pay to have that replaced. Sorry. So we'll get that vehicle recovered. Looks like the U of M wants it, so we'll get it towed to wherever they want it towed to. Have a bake sale to raise money for a few Hellcat Durangos. I don't think you guys want to buy baked goods from me.
You're a good cook, aren't you?
I mean, certain things.
You got that griddle.
I got a Blackstone.
Or Blackstone.
Do some hibachi.
Hibachi, yeah.
I mean, you're not gonna want to buy. I mean, unless it's like, you know, frozen dough and I'm throwing in its cookies in like a pan, sure. But if it's scratch, I mean, I don't think we'd be very successful. Are you related? Oh, never mind.
Tango, your call time 1406.
It's okay. Hopefully autofocus is off. Kyle Meestead helped us with that. Someone's wondering if they could transfer an apartment from another state out of college education. You can take the reciprocity exam through the post. If you go to the post board website for Minnesota, it'll detail how, you know, what the requirements are for that, how many years.
But it's fairly easy to transfer from being a sworn officer in another state to Minnesota.
What's the most stolen cars we've recovered in one day? What was it? It's like 8, that one?
We've pulled up to lots with 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So
I think that might have been that day. I want to say it's upwards of 8 cars we recovered in a day. You know, that's a good question. 8 sounds good. No, that's what he's asking.
Unknown apartment number diagnosed in apartment 4. History of first stabbing him in the past. Case number 030407.
Snow is picking up.
So's the wind.
Oh. So, disclaimer, if you don't live in Minnesota or places with snow, it's not necessarily the amount of snow, it's when the wind picks up and you have snow drifts in your driveway. And you might get, you know, let's say you get, like last night, what did we get, 4 to 5 inches?
Yeah.
But I had areas that were a good 2 feet. Snow drifts in my yard. It was like a mini half pipe. Like the middle was, you know, the good 5 inches, and then the sides. And my poor sons came out and thought they were gonna help, and he said it was too hard to push, Dad. So he did a good job of spreading the snow around, and I cleaned it up. Northbound?
I think they're going.
You can cut out to orange. Someone wants us to slip on hidden ice from helping a car. That's not nice. I know you were probably joking, but what kind of car?
Yeah. Could be completely wrong.
Weird. What if, while helping a car stuck in the snow, you to discover it's stolen? For the most part, we're gonna run checks before we jump out of the vehicle. Could be bad plates, but if it was stolen, I think we would deal with it. It's stuck, so it's not going anywhere.
Yep. We would know as soon as the occupant started running, probably.
Yep.
Did you copy?
Okay, we're gonna try to get these all hooked up. It's a 50 at this point.
Who is head of the CAT team? Someone asked.
Be the
Did you
boss,
want me to attach you to it or leave you on the recon?
Savaka, or the sheriff. It's a
You
sheriff.
can't forget the recon at the end.
1550. Let's just wait for two first for stop blocking on the ramp from westbound 184 to Concord.
Back on Rice Street, they're recovering that Hyundai, get it back to the owners. As with all of them, there's going to be damage they're going to have to get fixed, so just because we find it doesn't mean it ends for the owner. They have other headaches they got to deal with now as well.
Traffic out though.
Everyone's asking what 12 meant. A few people got it. Talking badly about Aaron Rodgers. Is that Bob's joke? I guess that'd be for all any backseaters that have seen those episodes. But we're not going to repeat it. It was a bad word. What is the most expensive car we've recovered?
Probably some high-end Mercedes, Porsches.
Yeah. That Audi TT had to be expensive.
Yeah. I'd say upwards of 130,000 maybe for some of those Mercedes SUVs, the new ones. Those BMWs, those two, remember?
Yeah, yep.
BMW SUVs are pretty expensive. Audi SUVs.
Yeah.
1624.
Where are we reading your comments from? I'm in the passenger seat reading comments as you guys try to read them as you post them while we're looking for stuff.
Ford Raptor we recovered. That's expensive too. We've done quite a few expensive vehicles. Millions of dollars worth of recoveries.
Yeah, I know.
Multi-millions.
Commander Altieri was tracking all of our recoveries by dollar amount. It was getting up there. I mean, if you think, you know, these Kia Hyundais are anywhere from 15 to, what, 30 grand a piece? David Victor 167. How many deputies work under Sheriff Fletcher? So for the sheriff's office, 100, 180, 200. I don't know what our full complement is, but obviously that number fluctuates at any given time. But we're upwards, I'd say, of 170, 180 deputies at a given time. Again, those are good questions probably for Bob and Pat. Longest chase we've ever been in. An hour? Was it over an hour? The Audi TT?
Which one? That one? Yeah, I'd say Audi TT was over an hour. Hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, so last year there was 2 people going around committing carjackings throughout the metro, primarily the West Metro, St. Louis Park, Edina. We caught wind of their latest carjacked vehicle. Joe Kill and I made contact at a house, and a short while later, Kill found it on White Bear.
94.
White Bear in 94, and turned around, tried to catch up to it. It was flying. Found it on Maryland, westbound Maryland, and that car initiated a pursuit. Well, when you say pursuit, that car is a lot faster than us, but and that went throughout the metro area.
With the help of State Patrol, the helicopter,
It was actually the cameras.
The DOT cameras, they were helping us out, keeping it on camera, giving us directions all the way into Minneapolis, all the way back from Minneapolis into Cottage Grove, into South St. Paul, and then back all the way back into St. Paul.
And he returned to the house we checked in on looking for him. So yeah, that we couldn't have done that without the highway cameras. But yeah, that was over an hour of actively that car fleeing, spotted.
I'd say the second longest one was the SRT we chased.
The Charger.
Yep.
Yeah, that one started in St. Paul off, was it Suburban there?
Suburban.
Over off 94 and White Bear. And that ended down in Minneapolis.
But it took the long way.
It did take the long way. It was trying to lose us. State helicopter got overhead and did what they did best and guided us in once the car ran out of gas. That one actually ran out of gas. So
100.
Got another one still behind me. I'm trying to get back to it. See if they're right.
Luggage 24. Infantry back there, 24. Copy.
So we're just running some plates. You're hearing dinging. We get responses back for a number of reasons. So stolens, warrants.
Metro another week.
Number 53.
Do you get a letter in your file if you wreck a car? Yeah, I mean, it would be frowned upon wrecking a car.
Depends on the circumstances of wrecking a car. I mean, we use our cars as a tool as well. So if we conduct a pit and rip off our bumper or ruin it in a way we're actively using it as a tool, no. If we're careless or negligent and wreck a car, then yes.
They're saying this will be a bigger blizzard than the 91 Halloween blizzard.
Really?
I think I was only a couple months old.
I remember trucking through that.
Yeah, I think, what have I been? I would have been 2 months. 2 months old. I don't remember that. Are 10 codes a thing of the past? Gary's wondering. Certain departments still use 10 codes. Our department is very plain speak. We don't really do 10 codes in the sheriff's office. I don't think any of the suburban agencies.
Countywide, I think.
Yeah.
Does it that way.
Plain speak is just the problem with 10 codes is every jurisdiction could have a different 10 code for something. Generally 10-4 is, universal, but, St. Paul could have a 10 code for something that State Patrol is completely not even close to that, so. It's the second time I've been asked. Someone wants to know what's the CAT team's favorite cookie.
Cookie?
Yeah, she asked twice, so I gotta answer it.
I do like M&M and oatmeal. What's your favorite cookie?
M&M cookies, yeah. I just like cookies in general, so I love baked goods, brownies. Have you ever got Oreos?
Oh yeah, double stuff.
I mean, yeah, those are good, but I mean, if you told me I could have one cookie, it's gonna be like a fresh baked, like chocolate chip M&M cookie, like right out of the oven. No?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, because I can get Oreos anytime. Just stop in the store. Have you ever got out to chase a suspect and forget to put the vehicle in park? I can't say I've done that. I think my squad, even my squad now, it has that new, door opens, it puts it in park, so.
I don't think so.
What's the easiest vehicle or vehicle manufactured to recover? It's like vehicles with OnStar. I'd say GM with OnStar. So
GM is good.
GM, if you have OnStar active, makes it really easy for law enforcement to recover your vehicle. They have a lot of features where they can on command kill the vehicle. But each manufacturer is coming out with a lot of those safeguards. So I'd just say we probably deal with GM a lot more on that aspect. So, still not much going on. Today's the day I don't want to use the Q word either, because it's going to be enough people stuck in ditches and motorist assist to keep law enforcement busy. Accidents. As you guys can probably hear, state's busy already.
Lots of spinouts on the highways.
Anything? I do want to say people like the idea of watching you and Kyle race on live.
Yeah,
So
could happen. We can make that happen when it's nice
I'm
out.
gonna try to make it happen. Could be for a good cause.
Winner gets a cookie.
Yeah, sure.
You're gonna have to cook.
Stop at Quick Trip for you guys. Robert S. CAT stands for carjacking and auto theft team. Sam wants a shout out to Chaska. Here's a shout out to you guys. We are on a mission today, Christina. We're always looking for stolens. That's our primary objective. Obviously with the snow, a lot of the motorist assist accidents go up. Other stuff you tend to see a downtrend. Katie wants to know, what can the average law-abiding citizen do to make your job easier? It's law enforcement. I don't know. That's
It's a tough one.
there's a lot of things. You know, when it comes to cars, don't, pretty easy one. Don't leave your car running unoccupied. Just things like that. Don't let yourself become a victim just for, the decision to run in to keep your vehicle warm. Things like that. I mean, a other than that, can't really define what would make our jobs easier. Every call's different too, so. Well, here's a good example. Today is supposed to be a blizzard. Don't be out driving if you don't have to, right?
Yeah.
If it's not a necessity, I mean, that'd be a huge help. Days like this, State Patrol is going to get overloaded with spinouts and accidents on the highway. So then they come to the point they got to pick and choose what they're responding for. Tow truck drivers got to, they're super busy, so you're going to see a longer wait getting your vehicle towed. Dan Bebo, I might have mispronounced your name, said Kyle is very slow. I've seen him play softball.
Oh, Kyle.
I will save that comment somewhere. We will razz each other. So it looks like we'll go to about a little after 4 today. Someone asked if you have a nickname. No, we do not have nicknames. We'll keep it that way.
4492, 4483. Thank you for your safety. There's no loading outside Signal Plaza after closed. Signal 37. Being closed cat, black jacket, gray hoodie, and a gray Chevy SUV.
Someone said you need a new windshield wiper. I agree.
We're trying to keep hot air, but we're trying to.
Do you want me to pound them? Oh, seriously. You don't have that brush. Do you want me to hop out? We're gonna try to fix the windshield.
We have a new cars involved, little sport vehicles, but no obvious reason. Not a car going up the side.
Try that. That's better.
A little bit.
Oh, someone just reading these comments. Girl Scout cookies, Thin Mints, obviously.
I used to be a big fan. Put them in the freezer.
Yeah, so it's not even 4 o'clock yet, and the roads are just already starting to pile with snow. Nice. It's the first one I've seen.
Always away.
240.
Autofocus is off. It's just there's a one line through the windshield that
It's tough when it's continuously snowing. We got the heater on high up front. We're sweating, trying to keep this windshield clear.
you don't want to overheat the phone either. So it's a delicate balance.
Yeah.
What high school did y'all graduate from? You do the fast cars.
2267. Go ahead, do this is an alarm and you want bike to drive at Planned Parenthood. It's a silent alarm covering in the middle of all motion.
Sorry, we saw something we're checking on. So
SIC 1049 left 12 quarter color.
460.
Put himself on purpose, no weapons, medical service. 6 copy and 6 clear 712 going around 1067.
Roads are getting slick.
they are getting slick.
2266. Cosmetics and Arsenal 1406 art related to a 79-year-old person rated to TB excessive amounts of medication but not overdose.
It teases you. So worst thing about our job is when we're out doing our thing, running plates, we get the ding. It's never the ding we want with a stolen. It's something else. Caroline wants us to say hi to her mom, Lorna.
Hi, Lorna.
And take a guess, you might be from like Europe, maybe. His name's Mom. But hi to your mom, Lorna. Sounds like she either you or her are nursing a bad knee.
Other night Twin Cities is en route.
You have private cell for a pullout 494 southbound Ramsey, right?
Twin Cities is already en route.
Yes, we got LPRs on our squads. Bleh. On our squads lot of people have asked that. We cover that, try to answer that every time, but not every squad has them.
356.
They're utilized throughout the whole department in different areas, so
It's a great tool.
we do not drive on a frozen lake in our squads. That's an easy way to end up with a letter in your file when you got to call your boss saying the squad's in the drink. Bottom of the lake. No, we do not. Mum equals Britain, so UK. Good to know. See, I learned something today as well. Someone has a question. How long branch of military in and how long?
In the Army, and started infantry and went to each Minnesota MP unit, 34th and 257, for 7 years.
Thank you for your service. So that's, someone said about their ice cleats tonight. I have, what are those called? They go on the bottom of your boots. I have a pair. Never used them though. I bought them when I was on patrol. They're Yak Tracks? Yak Tracks. Cleats right here. Kevin wants to know, was everyone on board when they decided to expand lives Mondays and Wednesdays? We just love our job and we just get her done whatever's needed. So we enjoy coming out, trying to show you guys a little piece of what law enforcement is like. Obviously, you know, we'd like to show you some action, but I've said it time and time again, if that's not going on, that's the best case scenario for the city. That's why we appreciate you guys asking questions, things that you're interested in about law enforcement, Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. We get to express how much we appreciate the community backing us. I know I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Makes a big difference.
Dottie, the snow is pretty, but I'd much rather be in southern Texas, where you are. I know people keep asking how much we're expecting. I haven't been watching since we've been out. It's always a guess with weather, right?
Yeah. I heard upwards of 20 altogether. Maybe another, once this started, like another 12 to 16 inches.
Why are not all cops like you friendly? Most cops are. You know, we're all human. It's not an excuse, but you know, one cop pulling you over could be having a bad day, something going on in his life. So most cops I've dealt with are respectful, good people. just like anybody. Something could be off in their, you know, something at home, or just found out some bad news. So just like people we interact with, just because someone was having a bad day, one day I'm dealing with them, doesn't mean they're a bad person, doesn't mean they're not nice. So as me as a cop, when I'm dealing with people, I always try to put that in perspective, what someone else is going through behind the scenes that I'm not seeing at that point. And that just goes in life in general. When you're dealing with people, you know, life's not easy. People go through stuff, and just try to put yourself in other people's shoes across the board. How many miles do you think you put on your squad each week?
Each week?
Well, it depends.
500. At least 500 miles a week. I would say that's pretty standard for any squad driving around. Do about 100 miles a shift. I came from White Bear Lake for more opportunity. I loved working for the city of White Bear Lake. I grew up there, went to school there, ended up being a cop there. Best job in the world there. It was fun, great experience. And then the opportunities between a sheriff's department and a police department, there's just so much more that you can do, so much more that interests me. That's why I made the jump.
We're glad he did. He's made a huge impact, especially in the CAT team. It's a big part of our success. So, thank you, White Bear Lake, for molding this guy into an awesome cop. Didn't catch him. Car Key Sparks wants to know what's the worst or most dangerous situation either of us have encountered.
I would say had a guy in I would say working for White Bear, shots fired call came out of a Suburban that just shot at some pedestrians, and I'd say not more than a few minutes later, I saw the vehicle missing 2 tires. It was a Suburban. I started a pursuit with it. Shortly, it took a couple turns and ran into a telephone pole. While we were making a couple turns, I didn't see, but he was leaning out the window with the firearm, and me and my partner gave chase, and he was not compliant at first, but ended good. We successfully apprehended him, but just tells to show you, when your adrenaline's pumping, you can miss things. I didn't see him leaning out the window with a gun, so.
I've talked about it a few times. I've had 2 incidents where I've had shots fired at me. I'm not going to get into detail about those again. I've talked about them on previous lives, but I'd say that's probably one of the few. We've encountered a lot of guns.
Yeah, this unit, we take lots of guns off the streets in this unit.
So, I mean, for me, some of the, I don't know, this rings true. This was last year. We were out looking for stolens, and we encountered a stolen you found, Joe Kill, on the east side where you saw the male leaving from it and going into an apartment. Short while later, we're all looking through the area, and Joe Kill says he spots and has eyes on him. Kill goes with another partner, approaches him, and all of a sudden you hear your partner yelling gun. He's got a gun, and you were fighting with the guy while he had his hands in his pocket with the gun in his jacket.
I could see the bulge of an extended magazine, and I immediately grabbed him and grabbed onto the gun so he couldn't grab it, and then we went to the ground.
That's, for me, that's probably, those are the worst situations for me to be in as a cop. Hearing your partner's in distress and you're not there, there's nothing you can immediately do to assist to rectify that. So I was around the block with another partner. We responded on scene, and they were getting them down, and we took them into custody. But that sense of hopelessness at those moments, I'd say those are probably, for me, I don't feel comfortable in those situations. Hearing stuff on radio, traffic, your partners are getting into stuff, and it's an odd feeling.
Yeah, you want to get there as fast as you can. You want to help everyone out.
We have not dealt with any school bus thefts. We have dealt with a Metro Transit, Metro Mobility bus. We did get the vehicle, and we did get the guy. Luckily, he didn't plow into anybody, but
We've arrested him a few times and stolen.
I think the second time we arrested him, he destroyed your vehicle.
Yes.
Safe to say.
Yes.
Oh, that's that. What hobbies do we have? No, none of us, I don't think, are guitar players. Are you? That was a question. Like golf, going up to the cabin. My kids are getting into the age they do a lot of sports, so anyone with kids knows your hobbies kind of go to the side. My oldest is in hockey, so weekends are filled.
Yep. I like hunting, bow hunting, and cabin, being on the lake. Hockey,
Yep. I love watching movies with my kids. They're getting to the age, their imagination's growing. So that's always fun to sit back and catch a movie with the kids. Laura, no, we are not told before our shift where we drive. We kind of base it off of activity until we've received for the day. We kind of just bounce off between each guy in our unit or gal. May have different ideas or activity going on. You just kind of bounce it off your partners where you want to focus, and as always, we shift where anything's needed. How do we deal with the stress of the job? Or it doesn't affect you? It affects everybody differently. Cops deal with different situations. What might affect one officer might not affect the other, and that can be various reasons. Yep. Yep. YJJ. Florida. Sorry, we're just dealing with something. Cheech and Chong visited.
Oh yeah.
Wow. But to answer your question, everyone deals with stress differently. And everything's going to affect people differently. That goes over anyone in life. So people have hobbies, might have certain habits they do when they get home. That's an officer by officer situation. Someone asked why we say sheriff's office and not sheriff's department. We're RCSO, Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. That's just the name, I guess. So that's why we call it the sheriff's office. I know other places go by department. Devin wants to know if we have any advice for people, students seeking out a Minnesota Post program. Try to get experience before getting into the skills portion. Myself, I never did any explorers or many ride-alongs, so I didn't really know what I was getting into. Obviously, when I went to school, there wasn't as many jobs open as there is now, so it was a little harder to get jobs. So people that were explorers, reserves, done some type of program with departments had a leg up for myself. If you can get involved in a department that, the city you live in or sheriff's office, get an idea of what you're getting into. I'd say that's a big thing you see with people that end up realizing law enforcement is not for them, as they, just kind of jumped into it. Do some research, do a ride along, figure out what department fits your personality. There's suburban agencies, metro agencies, and sheriff's office. Each one has different things, pros and cons that you can weigh, and your personality, if the person you are, might fit better for one agency than the others. So as far as programs going into it, they've changed a little bit since I went to school. I went to Century and then attended Hennepin Tech for the skills portion.
Yep, so did I.
What else is there? There's Alex Tech.
Yep.
That's like a full-time one. Metro State. I know a lot of people go to Mankato. Whatever fits what you're looking for to do. For me at the time, it was just more cost efficient to go to Century and then just go to Hennepin Tech, as opposed to get my 4-year right away. Try to answer a few more questions, but we're going to wrap up here in a couple minutes. Someone wanted to know if it's annoying when people record us. Not really.
We're so used to it. It doesn't bother me. We're recording all the time, so
we're recording on our body cams. It shouldn't affect any cop anymore. It's just
as long as they're not interfering with what we're doing,
we're good with it.
Yep.
they'll heckle and stuff like that, but honestly, I got a job to do. I'm not too worried about those people. So, and some people, some people feel secure interacting with law enforcement, having that recording. If that makes you feel comfortable when interacting with a law enforcement officer, recording the conversation, you know what? You gotta do what you gotta do to make yourself feel comfortable. So I can't fault anyone in that aspect. So. So we're gonna wrap it up. I think we did a good job trying to answer questions. Wasn't much going on. We got the one recovery. We'll get that back to the U of M, and they'll get it to their owner. We got a long day ahead of us. We're gonna be out all day assisting people with this weather. It's still early on in the snowmageddon, but it's only gonna get worse. So we appreciate you riding.
Thank you, all you backseaters.